Am I the a-hole for letting my adoptive son see his bio mom? I, 37F, have a son, Ben, and he has a friend, Harry, both are 16 now. They met in middle school and have been thick as thieves ever since. Ben's dad and I are not married and he is active Navy, so I have full custody, but he sees Ben every second he's on leave. Harry didn't have a good home. He wore dirty clothing and was far too skinny for a boy his age. I'd noticed Ben sneaking extra snacks for Harry to take home, and he'd give Harry things I would have just bought him. Neither of them told me anything. But I figured it out. I started having more nutritional snacks and sneakily asking Harry if he wanted stuff I knew Ben no longer used. Eventually, my guest room became Harry's room. All I wanted was to give him a safe space. 2 years ago, I finally found out about his living situation. Dad died from an OD and Mom was still addicted. His grandparents found out during a visit. Grandma told me they were taking custody of Harry while Mom went to rehab. They live on the other side of the country, so only saw them on holidays. They didn't know what they were going to do and were scared. I didn't hesitate to offer to take Harry in, since it would be hard moving across the country away from what little stability he did have. After talking to her husband, they agreed and we got Harry moved in. We did everything with our lawyers and I became his legal guardian. Harry has thrived these 2 years. He's healthy and has good grades. He's taken to calling me mama, and I swear I cried for an hour in my room the first time. Ben's dad helps too. He's familiar with Harry's situation and is glad that I'm able to give him security. He also takes Harry on some of his father/son trips with Ben. Sandra, Harry's bio mom, got out of rehab and contacted me. I would occasionally send her a letter and some pictures, with his consent, so she could have something to fight for. Well, she did it. She spent 9 months in rehab getting clean and now lives in town and works at the library. She asked if it would be possible to see her son. That, I admit, it took me a few days to decide. But after talking with my own mother for some advice, I made a deal with her that she had to remain clean for another 6 months before I would let her see him if he agreed. She accepted, and I met her and her sponsor for coffee every month to check in. Then I sat Harry down and told him that he could see her if she managed. He asked to think about it, and I told him he could and that whatever he decided is what we would do. Well, he wanted to see her, so I set up visits for them. Here's where I might be an a-hole. Everything was going well until the grandparents found out. They went ballistic on me, shouting I had no right to let her near him without their consent, and I never should have been sending her pictures of Harry to begin with. That I hung up on them because I don't handle being screamed at well, but it's been 2 hours since the call and now I'm worried I did the wrong thing. Was I the a-hole for not talking to them? Update to add. First, I want to thank everyone for their comments and kind words. It really did help me a lot. I'm mostly doing this on my own, though my mother and Ben's father do try to help where they can. Sometimes it does get a little overwhelming trying to navigate what is the right decision. On to the short update. My son, Ben, found this post. He hasn't commented and I won't give his username. But I should say he was furious. He takes after his father with how protective he is of the people he cares about. Particularly Harry, because of everything he's been through. I saw them both down last night and told them what happened. Understandably, both were upset at Harry's grandparents, but after a long discussion I did get them to calm down and reassure them that I was not going to keep Sandra and Harry from seeing each other and that Harry would not get taken away. The comments from those of you who pointed out that I have legal custody helped with that. So thank you. I kept both boys home from school today so we could have a family day. They're both straight A students, so it's not a worry for them to miss one day. We spent the day watching their favorite movies, eating junk food, and planning Thanksgiving next month since Ben's dad will be home. I will say, Harry is understandably worried still that he's going to be taken away. He has some abandonment issues that we're all working on with him, so I know it's going to be a struggle for a few days. I did also text his grandparents that I was sorry I didn't forewarn them about Sandra, but I don't regret my choice to let her speak to Harry. We did agree to video chat on Friday to really talk it out without any yelling, and my own mother is going to be there to help support me. I will write a proper update after that conversation. But for now, I think most of the nerves have calmed down.